Good morning from Cheshire. Just going for a quick little walk before we go to the next venue. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm so excited to share with you our trip to Caernarfon, Wales, where we did a performance of The Mistake on our UK tour. So if you just saw briefly, I panned down to our delicious lunch at the Anglesey Arms. It was probably the best fish and chips I ever had. It was definitely the best fish I ever had. It was like a tempura based fish rather than the regular batter. I don't really remember what the chips tasted like, but I'm sure they were delicious too. So at this point, we were still on our lunch break. We had dropped off our set at the theater and we were waiting to get into the main stage to set up. So in the meantime, my friend and I were walking around the town, just getting a little taste of Caernarfon. That's Caernarfon Castle to the right there. And if we had more time, we definitely would have checked it out and explored it longer. But unfortunately, we were only here for the night. So we just did a quick walk in the town. And I wish we were there longer because it was such a beautiful place. And even just coming back to edit this brings me so much joy. So hopefully one day I will get back there and explore it. Honestly, without this tour, I probably never would have come to Caernarfon. So I'm super grateful for even just this brief time that I was there. Wow. Back at the theater, I worked with the local crew to set up the lights and the sound for the show. So that just means we had to program the lighting cues and then set the levels for our own audio cues. And while I did that, the cast set up the stage. And then after that, we just had some time to work a few scenes that we really need to practice in the space. And that's the beautiful gallery theater, main stage, and the green room here, which is essentially just a lounge for the cast and the creative team. And I had to show the view from outside the green room because you don't see that very often from a green room window. And then down the hall is the dressing rooms. So this is where the cast will get ready for the show. Here is the lobby of the theater, which is where the patrons wait for the show or hang out during intermission. And then after the show, I just had some work that I had to do, paperwork, which I did in this cute little sitting room in the house that we were staying at. And then I went to bed. Good morning, everyone. So we are still in Caernarfon in Wales. And I just wanted to share, this is my room. My bed is pretty messy, but anyways, I just thought it was nice. I've never stayed anywhere that had this kind of decor. I guess this used to be a child's room. This is a family house that we're staying in. Not my family. Yeah. You can't see it very well, but the sea is over here somewhere. And then there's some mountains through the trees somewhere. But yeah, we're very close to the sea, and my coworker in the room across from me can see the sea. Because last week was so warm, I didn't really bring appropriate clothing for North Wales. So I'm doubling up today. I've got my blacks on for the show and then a jumper on top. And I'm gonna go make a coffee, which will warm me up. But yeah, so far this week I've been very lucky with where I'm staying. It's very cute. It's just so pretty. I'm gonna sit here with my coffee and meditate. Hi, Lottie and Cora. Oh my gosh. Hi.
Hi.